What's up, degenerates? Mad Merrigan here for Cold Bear Sports. Right, let's have a look back at today's action. What a day's racing in Newmarket. Day one of the July Cup Festival. So really interesting. I hope you checked out our preview. It would have steered you right in the direction of some nice horses. We had the lads Mickey D and Joe Value giving a massive shout out to Yabir, who was second favourite last night, a really nice price, and then he goes off favourite and wins easy. Then Baid, I told everybody how good he was. I hope you took notice. I stamped him as, for me, the best 3-year-old in England, and he proved that today. So really happy. It's a horse I loved for a long time. And then what about our special guest Martin Harley? Gave a massive shout to his horse, just getting bet, finishing second at 11-1 or 12-1, and then he was so close. He gave a massive mention to Tenbury Wells, only to bump into one in the last race as well. So really good day. Some nice horses placed. I also tipped up on the preview Sam Maximus, as big as 50-1 all day. I tipped him up each way, gets the places. So really nice, and only bet 2 heads in that race. I thought I was going to have a 50-1 winner there. He was literally just bet. Right, really interesting. So check out that if you haven't seen it. We preview day 2 and day 3, myself, Mickey D, Joe Value and Martin Harley. Right, a quick recap on the golf today. My selection in the Scottish Open, Fleetwood, 5 under par. What a start for him. Really solid. So that's a sweat for the weekend. Will Zalatoris, 2 under, work to do, but still not out of it by any means. Classy player. And Catlin, then John Catlin, 1 under, work to do. But look, it's only day 1. We'll see what happens. Just quick touch on the John Deere on the PGA Tour. So in America, let's just touch on Seamus Power, 3 under so far. I think he's a couple of holes left to play, and we have Maverick McNeely kicking off. So listen, I really fancy Maverick McNeely in this as well, lads. He was 33-1, 35-1 in or around. He's going to be teeing off soon. So look, if you're not on, I did think Seamus Power was serious value as well at 28-1 before this started, and thought he'd be bang there this weekend because the deepness of the tournaments he's been playing with a lot of the good players in the Scottish Open. I think it opens the door for Power to be really bang there. I thought he was a cracking each way bet, so I hope you run that. But Maverick McNeely teeing off soon in the John Deere around the 33s or 35-1. Definitely a bet I was very interested in and advised before. So great day today. Really enjoyed the racing. We had a selection at Doncaster. Unfortunately, that was a non-runner. Right, let's touch on tomorrow. So I have 3 horses for you tomorrow. So I have the 7:45 in Chepstow. Wait for it. 25-1. Would you believe I'm after forgetting to write down the name of the horse, but I think it's Elspeth Rose or something like that. You'll see it there, the 7:45. It's ridden by a 7-pound claimer. I think it's Elspeth Rose or Elspeth Rose. It ran in Carlisle the last day. Forget about it. It just returned. It needed the run. That's all I'm going to say. I like this filly, and it's 25-1. A point each way. This is going to run better than its odds. I can tell you that now. It's going to outrun its odds at 25-1. I think it's called Elspeth Rose. You'll see it, the 7:45 in Chepstow. It's Stella Barkley trains it or something like that. I apologise, lads. Flat out, I forgot to write it down. But Elspeth Rose, 7:45 Chepstow. Right, 6:35 King and Queen. I think this is around the 10 or 12-1 mark as well. I get the best price. Put it in 6:35 in Killbeggen. Dropping back in trip. But I think it might suit because it's travelled strongly. It has jumped bad enough, to be fair, its last couple of times. But I'm sure Shark Hannon and Jodie McGarvey would have got a bit of schooling into it because they ran it back quick the last day. They ran it in Wexford, and then they kind of jumped out of the pan and into the fire. They shouldn't have probably ran it in Tramore. So definitely a horse that's had a bit of time now. They can regather, regroup, have a chat, say, lads, we schooled her, drop her down and trip. She travels strong and she has a chance tomorrow of outrunning her odds. So for the Shark Hanlon, who's having a really good time of it. And what about Jodie McGarvey? What a ride to land the gamble in where was it the other night? Roscommon. Really good. A horse back from 20s into 7s gets him up in the shadows of the post. What a year it's been for him. Grade 1 winners, all the lot, but just really a really good ride to lift the money the other day. Right, the 150, this is a horse I told you to notebook a long time ago. I told everybody how good Fox's Tails was, and yeah, he went and blew them away in Royal Ascot like we knew he would, as advised. Right, he got £9 penalty. Listen, in the quick ground tomorrow, I'm not so sure about that, but this is a real horse of the future. Whether he can show it tomorrow on good ground or not, I'm not worried about the £9 rise. I'm worried about maybe the better ground, and he's still a bit raw and green, but this is definitely a group horse in the making. If he can show it tomorrow, he will. Really, he's a real good horse, I'm telling you. I loved him when he won his he fell across the line in a maiden at Newbury, green as you like, but you could see he had loads of running left, but you could just see him coming up to the line. The Sousa, still raw, still green, but Lord, if he got 2 wraps around the hole, he'd go 5 clear. He was that kind of horse. Then when he went to Chester, I just knew he wouldn't be physically ready or mentally ready to do any good there. So on the day I said, look, keep an eye on him, but we need to notebook him, put him in your notebooks. And then we had the touch in Royal Ascot. When everybody thought there was group horses in a handicap, we knew the one that was it. So really happy. Right, we leave it there. And what about the monster Bailly today? Really proud of that. I knew how good that horse was from the day he ran in Leicester. So really great, and great to advise him. Hope you're all on. Happy with today. So listen, check out the other days of the July Cup, because there's a lot of opinions on the upcoming races at the July meeting. The time for Cotton is over.